Hey Soulmates, what's going on? I wanted to hit you guys up with some thoughts about the new retro card Spider-Man line that was just announced on the Hasbro live stream. You know, this line I kinda like, but also there's some good and bad to go along with it, as usual. Well, the first figure we're gonna look at here is Symbiote Spider-Man, and Symbiote Spider-Man is one that I am kind of ambivalent about. I don't hate it. I like it in the comics, but on an action figure, it's kinda plain. It is comic book accurate, though. Obviously, this is just a Spider-Man repaint, and that's fine. You don't really have to reinvent the wheel on Spider-Man. I do wish that Spider-Man here were a little thinner, because when I think of Spider-Man, I kind of think of a skinny dweeb who happens to have a few muscles. A real wiry dude, you know what I mean? It looks like he's been chowing down on a few pizzas here and there. Looks like he's been hitting them weights. He looks a little jacked here. I will say I enjoy the hands they're including with this figure. I like that he's got fists so he can knock out the bad guys. I like that he's got web-spinning hands so he can spin some webs. I like that he's got wall-crawling hands. Maybe if they included some webs with him and stuff, it'd feel like an even more complete package. I think it's pretty funny they could get the web shooters on this guy, but not on Venom. The fuck? So the second figure they revealed was the Hobgoblin, and when I saw it I was initially pretty excited about it, but then I took a closer look and then they started explaining that it wasn't going to have the chainmail appearance on the figure because it was more accurate to the animated series, and then I kinda got less interested. They don't seem to have a lot of consistency with what they want to be from the animated series versus what they want to be. They kinda just do whatever they want, right? Why does all of a sudden it matter that the Hobgoblin looks closer to how he looked on the animated series? I mean, they have a Green Goblin here, right? They could have just taken the Green Goblin's arms and legs and slapped them on this figure and pretty much called it a day. That's kind of what the Hobgoblin is. He's kind of just a repurposed Green Goblin for the 80s. And it's also kind of funny that they talk about having the figure be more accurate to the animated series when on the Green Goblin figure they have the chainmail, but if you look at Green Goblin in the animated series, they really didn't go out of their way to make the appearance of Green Goblin look very chainmail-y. And then there's also the matter of when Toy Biz did their own Hobgoblin for their Spider-Man the Animated Series toy line back in 1994, they put chainmail on Hobgoblin because it looked better than just having plain plastic. The contrast of the textures really adds a lot to the appearance of the character designs, is what I'm saying here. And if we really want to go in hard on accuracy to the TV show, why doesn't the Hobgoblin figure here by Hasbro have pupils? Why is his cape torn? Why is each individual tooth rendered here? He didn't have that on the TV show. He only had a couple of fangs rendered on the top and bottom. And again, if they're going for accuracy to the TV show, his Goblin Glider doesn't really look like the one he has on the TV show. They're not really the same shape. About all they got right is that it's purple. It looks like they just took off the chainmail and called it a day, other than trying to get the details right from the show. I don't have too much to say about the Reilly Spider-Man. It looks like it's pretty much the same figure as Symbiote Spider-Man, just with another repaint and web shooters on the wrists. I like this costume, I just don't really know if I need this figure. Hammerhead is another one of those figures who's almost there, but also not quite. Apparently he uses the Happy Hogan body here. The legs have pinless joints, it looks like, right? But then you get up to the arms and he's got pin joints, and I think that the arms are honestly too skinny. If it wasn't for that, I think this would be a pretty decent figure, because all the elements look like they're there to have a decent Hammerhead figure, and I like this a lot better than I usually do for a Hasbro figure with a suit on it, because usually I don't like the way Hasbro does suits and stuff, but this actually doesn't look too bad. I like those pants that he has on him. The head sculpt is really good, and it does look like Hammerhead, and you know, the head sculpts are usually pretty good on these figures. And I also like the brass knucks that Hammerhead has included with them. It's a nice touch. If you support what I do, please click subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single video of mine when it comes out. And if you want to hang out with me and my soulmates, I stream live on Twitch Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thankfully, with all those other guys out of the way, we've finally gotten to the figure that I actually like. And this Spider-Man Spider Armor figure is actually really great. I love this figure. The detail on it is wonderful. And this is apparently an all-new body, and it kind of shows because you can see all those details on his legs and the black areas, All the textures, the variations, and all the sculpted spider webs. Yeah, it really feels like they put the work into this one, and it shows. Something really cool about this figure, and I wish they would include this with a lot of Spider-Man figures, is the webbing accessory. It feels like Spider-Man really needs a webbing accessory so it can look like he fired a bunch of webs at someone and webbed up their gun or webbed up their weapon or something like that. It just seems like a very Spider-Man accessory. Alright, Soulmates, now we have my absolute favorite figure from this announced wave, the Shocker. Oh my god, I love this figure. He looks amazing. They got all the right notes on him. They have that raised appearance for the tunic that he wears. They've got the little sculpted lines on his padded suit, all that yellow padding. They've even got interchangeable gauntlets for him so you can change out the hands because he doesn't bend at the wrist or anything like that, right? It just looks weird if you try to do it. What I'm less sure about, Soulmates, is the Kirby Crackle effect that's included with the Shocker, because I've seen this a lot and it seems like what they think the Shocker does is that he emits some kind of electrical pulse, or else he's doing some sort of cosmic-like effect here, but that's not really what the Shocker does. The Shocker fires concentrated air blasts that cause vibrations, and that's usually depicted in comic books with a light color of blue. And Kirby Crackle could work for him charging up the effect, right? So if they included a light color of blue for that, that would probably be fine. And I also wish, though, that they would include a discharge effect where he would be firing like rings. I think that would make for a really nice, complete Shocker figure here. Well, Soulmates, what do you think of these figures? Do you like these figures? Are you ambivalent about them? Are you gonna get all of them? Are you only gonna get some of them? Let me know how you feel about these characters, or if they bring back any memories for you, if you remember reading about them at all in the comics or watching them on the TV show. I'd love to hear from you. If you support what I do, please click subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single video of mine when it comes out. And if you want to hang out with me and my Soulmates, I stream live on Twitch Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to play some superhero games, and I would love to see you. I'll be back again soon with some thoughts about new superhero toys, and until then, with love from me to you, bye-bye.